Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Rage Across New York. As Simon Foss has just reported to, Taming of Dragons or Aiden, he is now, as he has been told, and would have thought of doing it afterwards anyway, but he'll go towards another cabin, another pack cabin, and he'll wanting to talk to the alpha of William's pack. So he'll run towards the cabin. And if he doesn't see anyone, before he goes there, he'll knock at the door.
Actually, he does see Tlatin just entering the cabin, carrying a bucket of water and some rag that's kind of like hanging half out of the bucket. So he at least knows that she's home. And
Yeah.
the door is actually ajar, so as he knocks on it, she will kind of lean backwards from the position where she was standing, like right behind the door in the kitchen. And she says, "Oh, Simon, please come in."
He'll come in. Well, I was probably going to go to you anyways, but Aiden Wright has told me to tell you something about, what's going on with William.
All right. Would you like
And
something to
he'll
drink?
show throat and belly.
She will let him do that, and then after a couple of seconds, just like, yeah, like gesturing to him that he can get up. And she will point at the kitchen table for him to sit down. It's kind of a small kitchen, and you can actually look into the living room from the kitchen. You can see a couch and a small table and some chairs and stuff. And in the kitchen itself, there is a kettle on the fire, and you can see hot water actually coming from, or like steam coming from the kettle. There are several packages of herbs kind of tied to bundles. Hanging from the ceiling, and yeah, Platin will, yeah, again, like gesture to the tables, like, would you like something to drink?
Um, just a drink of water will be fine.
And she'll nod and will get into one of the cupboards, grab actually not a glass, it's just a cup, but she'll fill it with water and place it in front of him, and pours hot water in another cup and throws some of the herbs that are on this time. Like, there's one of the bundles that's actually lying on the kitchen counter, and she just crumbles some of the herbs into the hot water and will place it on the table as well before she sits down.
Yeah, he'll look at her doing that, like kind of interested in what she's doing, but and he'll say, "Well, um, I I walked with William as we were doing our rounds last night, and he said things that it's not only against the teachings of Unicorn, but he has gone to the level where what he says is, blasphemy to the Gary Nation."
She raises both eyebrows and gestures like, please continue. What did he say?
He said that, well, above the worm and all their subjects, above the black pole dancers, above the SFFS, above all that, the ones that we must kill is the humans. He said that humanity was a sickness, a disease, and that it must be taken rid of. He even went so far as saying that a guru as one individual does not matter. Their lives do not matter for if they die. And he visibly like tense up when he says this, thinking back on it. If they die, it doesn't matter because there'll be another Garou will be born, another Garou will be chosen to take their place.
Tlatohine stays silent for a moment. She frowns, then looks up. Now, don't get me wrong. I agree that must have been disturbing, but where exactly does this go against the nation's wishes? There are a lot of Garou that think like this. There's an entire tribe that thinks like this. Well, I do not know enough of the children of Gaia to understand exactly their philosophy. I agree that it does not sound very much like one of them. But where does it go against specifically the litany?
What do you think? He speaks of Gaia as if it's not not as if the tribe makes part of Gaia, but as if he speaks as if just the world itself is Gaia's will. He forgets that while Worm and Weaver have been corrupted, they are still part of Gaia's making, or at least the way he speaks makes it sound like that.
And again, where does that... You are accusing him of going against the nation, of not adhering to the nation's wishes, not... In fact, you are accusing him of breaking the litany. I merely try to understand what exactly you mean with that, because although I do agree with you and his words are disturbing, especially for those of us who are Homid-born, I fail to see where he is breaking the litany, where he is fighting against the nation. I think, as I said, those words are disturbing and are not, for as far as I know, the children of Gaia are not compatible with their belief system. It is without a doubt that a lot of humans are not very concerned with Gaia and are not very interested in preserving her and what she stands for. Many can be seen as a disease, and many of us see it that way. And as for his part where he says that the individual life of Garus do not matter,
You're not.
I
Go
think
ahead.
that is, in the end, very much the nation. After all, we are just soldiers in an army, and although we mourn our dead and we tell stories of them and their lives and their deeds live on in our history and in our thoughts and in our minds and in our souls, in the end, we are an army, and many Garou have sacrificed themselves so that the nation could exist, not caring for their own individual life, but caring for the life of their pack or the stability of their sept or of their tribe.
And he'll nod, because all this is, well, that where I see he goes too far is where he says that, oh, yeah, we have an entire tribe that sees humanity as a disease, that sees that humanity must be destroyed, but even they see that the first enemy is the worm. He is taking humanity as the enemy before the worm itself. They're giving the Carination teaches us that the worm is the first enemy.
If that is what you want to accuse him of having his priorities not correct,
Mm.
I understand your concern. I do not mean to say that your concerns are unfounded, and I worry about my packmate very much. And I'm working on a plan to make sure that he has the ability to break free from this spell that he is under.
He'll nod.
But it sounds like you are accusing him of breaking the litany, and to that I do disagree, and I will have to defend my packmate.
I must excuse myself if I'm being misunderstood. I have not come here to tell you that he is breaking the litany. The goal I have come here with is, well, for one, to report on just the facts of what he is saying, but also on the fact that Tame of Dragons Raya has decided that if actions are not taken quickly, and he has told me to tell you this with respect, and I want you to know that I do respect you. You are my Raya. You are above me in rank. That he has told me to inform you that if actions are not being taken quickly, others will take actions, and that you might not like them. As you are the alpha of his pack, and he is a child of Gaia, and even if I do not, know him as much as I wish I did, before he went through this, so many are calling this a change, that as a child of Gaia, I want him to have, I want him to have the best of what's coming to him. And I believe that you, as the alpha of his pack, and probably Chloe Raya, as someone that is also very close to him, are the ones that know what is best. But with everything that's happening, others will take action quickly if something isn't done.
Well, I understand and I appreciate your concern, and I am very happy that you came to me. As far as Tamer of Dragons and his words, he has no position to say that he would take action or that others would take action. And where I appreciate his concerns, I do not feel that his words are justified in the position that he is in. He is no Philodox. He is no alpha of another pack, nor alpha of Will's pack, which is even more important in this situation. And holds no position other than Guardian.
And he'll nod.
If his words are spoken in concern, then know that apart from things that matter and that concern the nation or threaten our sept firsthand, that Will is absolutely on top of my list, and I am working on a plan. I just need time. Now, if the situation becomes unbearable, I will look into matters to keep Will for as far as I can in a more appropriate place. However, that is not something that should come from Tamer of Dragons or from you. If the concern is that Will is walking around in Scepter City, and if that concern is real, then I would prefer if Wormfo or Warder would come to me with these words.
And he'll nod. Yes, I believe the same as you do, but well, you are both my Ryas, and I am simply passing a message. I hope, as I've said, that the ones that take action are you and Chloe. You are the one that know him best, and I cannot judge on what's happening when when people are above main rank, are already taking actions. I will do as I'm told. I just wish that what I'm told, if I do help, I just wish that what I'm told is told by someone that is close to him.
I understand, and as I said, your concern, I appreciate it, and I am sure that William would appreciate it as well. The situation is far from ideal and far from perfect. You can, if you speak, I will not make you go to him, but if you see Tamer of Dragons, Aiden, before I do, you can let him know that I am not forsaking my duty as Alpha of my pack, and that if he has a problem with how I'm dealing with things, that he can come either to me directly, or he can go to any of the appropriate higher ranking members of Sept who hold an appropriate position and put his complaints there.
And he'll nod. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Raven Sadai Raya.
Thank you for coming to see me, Simon. If anything happens again, or if you worry again, I would prefer if you would come to me first.
He'll nod.
Because if I don't hear those things that are happening on Sept with Will, where I'm not there, I cannot be everywhere where he is. So, if I do not hear of things, I do not know of things. I will look into matters and
he'll nod.
Do my best to keep most of his problems to the pack and not to the Sept.
Yeah, and he'll nod. Very well. William has also told me that apparently he does not communicate with you and the rest of his pack much these days.
No, this is true.
And he'll smile. I hope that things will go back to normal, and I trust that you know what is best for him.
I hope so too.
And he'll stand.
Can tell.
Thank you, Mariah. With that, if you allow me, I will take my leave.
Of course. Again, thank you for coming.
And he'll finish his drink, like his glass of water, and he'll take a few steps back before leaving the cabin. Kind of quiet, kind of lost in thought about what they were just talking about.
And yeah, Tlatine will remain at the table, kind of in thought, stir in the cup of tea that she made for herself, and mulls over everything that has been said, and hopes that she did the right thing.
And with that, we can end our scene here. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and thank you, player.